Hello, everybody. This is Charlene Burke with Grow Because You Know. That's www.growbecauseyouknow.com. Welcome to Morning Mindset Cafe, where today we are setting forth a dare, not a challenge, not just I'm going to do something today for 20 minutes. No, we're going to go bigger. Now, how big? I'm going to say, I dare you. Change that dream to a goal. Enough. I dare you to start right now in taking that dream that you've had for the past few months, for the past few years, for the past many years, whatever that dream is that's been hidden in the back of your head that you've always come out with saying, well, I've always dreamed of doing that. I've always dreamed of having that. Consistently, over and over and over again. That's all you say is, I've dreamed of that. I've always dreamed of doing that. And never did anything towards it. I want you to take it out, and I want you to look at it, and I want you to put it on paper and turn it into a goal. We're not going to worry about the how. We're not going to worry about the why. We're not going to worry about a darn thing. No, not one thing. That is not the point. You see, I trust that the rest will come. It's happened for me. It continues to happen for me. It happens for so many other people. Who, might you ask, does that happen for? Every successful person you talk to today and tomorrow and the days moving forward, I want you to ask them, where did it start? And they'll tell you, well, I was inspired by a thought. I've always wanted to do that. I just didn't know how. Or I started out in one direction and ended up in another, but I'm thrilled with where I ended up. That's me. And what else will they tell you? That they were up for the challenge. That it was important enough for them to do. That they were up for the challenge. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to challenge you. I'm actually one more step. I dare you to do it. Think you can? Think it's possible? Does it matter? I don't think it does. It doesn't matter, because if you're dreaming it, there's something there that says you want it. That's something there saying you want it. All right, so where's all this coming from? Well, one of the previous programs had a couple of fellows on here, and it's happened before. It's happened before, where they were just bound and determined to go negative. And finally, actually during this particular morning, I just told them, I said, I'm not up for a bitch session, boys. Not up for it. Mm-mm. You can go start your own conversation elsewhere kind of attitude is what I took, because what's the point? There is none. Griping and moaning and groaning and bitching and saying, yeah, if only, or I don't like this, I don't like it. How's that sound, right? I don't wanna. That's where it ends up coming to, right? I don't wanna. How attractive is that? If you're not careful, within minutes, if you stay in the I don't wanna attitude, within minutes, you're going to turn into a dirty diaper 2-year-old sitting in the middle of the floor, flailing your arms saying, I don't wanna, I don't, well, grow up. And that's what I say. I don't know how many times I've said that to people over the years. You see, I understand venting. I think I understand frustration and letting it out. And I also understand really putting out the arms and saying, whoa, that's too much right now. I'm overloaded. I can't. I understand that. Man, when you've gone more than 3 minutes into the I don't wanna, and it turns into whining in front of me, there are many people that will tell you that I calmly sit with my cup of coffee and just look at them and say, I ain't your mama and I ain't changing your diaper. Mm-mm. Again, different than life situations happening. You know that. You know the difference, right? You know that whining comes from sheer laziness, and I want to indulge that little 2-year-old in me. That's all it is. And sometimes we need to be reminded that, yes, Betsy is saying, it's time to think and grow up. Yeah, that's the way I see it. It's been told to me. Listen, I don't share anything on here that hasn't been told to me or shared with me by somebody who knows more than I do. Somebody that I respect, somebody that has what I want and is willing to show me how they got there. And I said to them, I am willing to do what you did to get what you have. All right. So I was dared. You know, I dare you to do that. I said, okay. See, I'll take up a dare. Challenge is like, oh, everybody's got a challenge. We all have challenges. See where my mind goes? That's how my mind thinks. Oh, well, life is a challenge. Please. For some days, just getting out of bed is a challenge physically for me. So I enjoy challenges as a group. I enjoy let's have 30 days where we do things every day. This is bigger. This is bigger. Again, I want you to think about how you feel when I say, let's all join in a group and I challenge you to do a video. I want you to do a 30-second video every morning for the next 30 days. Okay. Yeah, we're up for it, right? Yeah, this is good. This is great. And yes, it is. It's great for accountability. It is. It's bigger though. So I want you to think about how you felt when I said that. Hey, are you in? Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Now, I dare you to create a 3-minute video. 3 minutes about what your customer will get out of working with you. I dare you to do that. Difference. So that's what I'm doing. Now, where's all this coming from? This wonderful book. You all know I'm a fan of Napoleon Hill. Since August, we've been talking about success principles every weekday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time right here on Blab. Success principles on purpose, meaning taking them directly from Think and Grow Rich, taking them from Law of Success, another Napoleon Hill great. And moving forward, the next Napoleon Hill great is success through a positive mental attitude. And the first thing in here, after he explains the importance of a positive mental attitude, is the dare. How about I just dare you to do it. I dare you to take out that dream and look at it. Now, here are some things that could happen. Quite honestly, it can happen. You take that dream out, you put it out on paper, you talk about it, and you realize that's not really it. That's not what I was going for. I thought that's what I've been dreaming about all my life, but as I take it out and I look it over and check it out, it's like, So let me share my experience with you. I have a dream to travel and to be able to help people to think a little differently. That is not what my original dream looked like. That's what it's turned into. It's the kind of goal it's turned into. And I wanted to be able to do it on the road. Not even wanted. The goal I have today is I will do it on the road with my husband, in person and via online. But you see, before, when I started dreaming about what it was that I wanted, the internet wasn't even around. Wasn't even around. So I had opportunities in small groups and one-on-ones to help people to think differently so that they could live better. And that, again, wasn't the dream. The dream was to be able to have a big impact on somebody's life. What that looked like, I wasn't sure until I took it down and started looking at it and saying, how can I turn this into a goal? When I did that is when it started getting more clear and more clear. And as I'm working towards it, more clear. But I had to take it down. And in essence, I was challenged, or I was dared to do that without those words. I reached a point where I just, oh gosh, I was so sick and tired. Ugh. Didn't want to live that way anymore. All I had was this dream in the back of the head that said, eventually, as I got older, and a few years ago, it turned into I'd like to live in an RV. Husband liked to live in the RV, travel the country. Wasn't quite sure what that looked like, but it was still up in the head. See, it wasn't anything written down. There wasn't anything definitive about it. It was just, boy, I've always dreamed of doing that. I joined Facebook groups. Ever do that? I don't care if what social media platform or what personal groups that you meetups that you have in town, when you gather with your friends. But I joined, for me, I joined Facebook groups for full-time RVers. And always I was saying, oh, I dream. Yeah, I dream of that. Wouldn't that be nice? Boy, that'd be really cool. I've always dreamed of visiting some of these places. Figured one day I'd get there. That was it. That was it. And then I wrote it down. And I reviewed my current business and how it was set up and realized it is perfect for living in an RV. Wow. Now suddenly I get to think about it a little bit more. And I thought about it a little bit more. And as the years have gone by, I've been in business since 08. The years have gone by, I've realized that right now, the only hindrance, there's only one hindrance right now, one obstacle, one speed bump. And it's the prepping the house for sale. There's a lot that goes into that, but in essence, that's all it is. Everything I've been working for and towards, including my husband, everything he's been working towards and for, is for us to sell everything and live in the RV. Now we've got other things in place, and it's time to take a look at what's it going to take to get the house prepped for sale. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool when you look at, before it was just a dream. Before it was, I didn't even know what we would live in, to be honest with you. It was just an RV. Yeah, that'd be nice. By a lake. Have a cup of coffee. By a lake. Have him go fishing. Yeah, smell the campfire. That was about as close as I got. I have a picture of the luxury Super C class that could very well be ours. Well, I also have a picture of the second one, the second option. Well, and it's possible because I wrote it down. I said, this is what I want to do. And I talked to him, and he wasn't quite sure what that looked like. And then I introduced him to the concept in other ways, went to an RV show and started talking to people. Right? He started talking to people that were doing it. He says, yeah, we could do that. I said, yeah, I know. Glad you're on board. Won't be long before I get to say, as we're driving away, glad you're on board. And of course, everybody here, if Blab is still around or a similar live stream program, and I'm getting the support of you guys coming in and participating and all that, because the program is about you as well. We all know it begins with me, right? I know that, and I laugh about it today. And I remind people that every once in a while, don't I, Brian? Hey, it really is all about me. But honestly, it's not possible without everybody else here. So when that happens, I'll be happy to come on and show you. So anyway, the seat's open. Anybody wants to jump in and talk about what that looks like? I dare you to jump in. How's that? So here's the book. I can share a couple of other resources with you. Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude, Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone, who took $100 and turned it into a multi-million-dollar organization. How do you think big? Oh, now you're asking me. Well, Sophia, how long has it taken you, Charlene, to reach your dream? How close are you to it? Well, I started my business in June of 2008. And quite honestly, off the top of my head, if we put everything together, by this time next year, I had been on the road for a while. Other people are involved? Yeah. But again, I've also been a success in the interim. There's other dreams and goals that have come into play. Another thing, I dreamed of being able to train people more than just what I was doing, which was one-on-one and small groups, local, and being invited by other people. All right. The biggest obstacle was putting myself out here, coming out from behind the company name and being Charlene Burke. That was the biggest obstacle. And it's because of this program, I can tell you that I have felt more confident about doing that. I mean, that's as simple as I can put it. I consider a lot of other things that I've succeeded at in the meantime. A lot of other things. So one is I'm creating workshops. I've already created one. It's up, it's running. I'm doing it with another person and got a series of 5 workshops. Been through the first one. It was great. Can't wait till Thursday for the second one. We're recording them. They'll be for sale for other people. Other projects that I'm working on are launching April 9th and April 4th. Boom, boom, move. Let's go. Right? Like-minded people know what we want. Put it on paper. Do it. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. But again, I had to write it down because it was all well and good for me to say, I want to train people to do social selling better. I want to train people how to organize their blog. I want to train people how to build a blog. There was a time when I actually, had 6-hour classes where I walked you through how to build a WordPress website. Started with a blog, but what ended up happening is every single time, because most people didn't think beyond the blog, the last hour of the class was, now that you've learned all this about the WordPress blog, what kind of website do you want? Because it can happen. And then the eyes light up. Things are close to my heart. Train people how to grow their business with research. Research your way to better sales. I do all that now. It's awesome. It's awesome. Just so you know. See, I dare you to take that dream that's in the back of the head, the one that says, well, I've always wanted to do that, and write it down. Write it down. And then we can turn it into a goal. So what we got going on the side, and I don't know why it's in the side. The seat's open. You guys are welcome to jump in the seat. Let's see here. Betsy's saying she's beginning to manifest one of her dreams. I have many more, not on paper yet. One thing at a time, right? Unless the others support the dream. That's the other thing I've learned. Because I've got others in there. But I had to decide which one am I going for. And once I decided that, honestly, this is what happened. Once I decided that, there were a couple others that support what I'm doing, like the training, the business consulting, the, what else do I do? The mastermind groups that I facilitate. Those are all smaller pieces of the ultimate goal, which is to hit the RV and to have a virtual business. Well, I've got the virtual business, been virtual since June of 2008. You know, wanted a business that having never owned a business, wanted a business that could support the two of us. Well, that was proven a few years ago when the recession hit really bad and business had to support the family. It did. Cool. All right. So we've got Sophia saying, I want to coach businesses from the beach. You're virtual. Listen, you got a good Wi-Fi internet connection. We need to talk about that because from the beach, you're going to need a stronger connection than what you got. Just so you know. But there's tools and there's tech and there's options available. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, eating lunch and listening to you is why I'm not jumping in. All right, that's fair. That's fair. What that tells me is your mouth is full and you're focused really on the most important thing right now, which is sustenance. Got it. So again, the book, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. I dare you to change that dream to a goal. Now, here is a recent story that many people really don't know, and I have no idea if it'll go into the drop-in. We're going to see if it does. Nope. Oh, I don't know if it will or not. Hi, Hillary. Good to see you. So here's a recent story of somebody who had a dream, and he turned it into a goal. Y'all remember the Beanie Baby craze? It was only in the 90s, early 90s. Yep, Beanie Babies. H. Ty Warner is the name of the guy who came up with Beanie Babies. The only thing that made his little stuffed animals different than the others was he used little plastic pellets. Then he thought, well, I want little kids to be able to buy their own for under $5, figuring that little kids would have, allowance monies. And hence came about Beanie Babies. So here's the story. 1983, 39-year-old, used to be a wannabe actor, H. Ty Warner, had recently left the Dakin toy company he'd worked for most of his adult life, and he opened his own toy company manufacturing small stuffed animals, Beanie Babies. Now, what he did was he modeled the go big or go home creed, and he invested every dime he had in it, including $50,000 in inheritance from his father. And then he called his first toys Himalayan cats, and they sold out quickly in local stores. And again, it was the little plastic pellets that separate as the stuffing that separated his product from everybody else's. And people laughed at him, and his competitors laughed, which is fine when the competitors laugh, right? They called his product roadkill. But by 1992, his company catalog had dozens of animals. And that's when he decided that he wanted a toy that kids could purchase with their own pocket money for under $5. And he didn't want it to be garbage. He wanted it to be something that was of value to the kids. And from that point forward, he made millions. Yes, he did. He had an idea. And then he had a dream about what that would look like. Possibilities were there. And then he went all in. Of course, it's more than just having the idea and, oh, I've got $50,000. I'm just going to dump it on this and hope like hell it works. But it all starts. This is the book I'm using. Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude. Audiobook is available to you here on YouTube if you want to keep up in the upcoming mornings, right? And the first story's in there in the first chapters. I dare you. No challenge. No little, not this time. This is bigger. No, I challenge you to feel better. Or I challenge you to, again, I was talking about what, the 30-day challenges that are going on. Again, they're great for accountability. They're great for getting things done. Trust me, I facilitate mastermind groups. I understand the value of accountability and setting things on paper, and coming back and saying, I didn't do something, and having a group of people say, why not? Own up to it. Okay, I understand all that. This is different. This is bigger. So I wanted to start this week off to get you thinking about, yeah, you've challenged yourself. But are you challenging yourself to go after the goal? Or are you just challenging yourself to get through the day and do the little things to get by? That's why I'm saying, you know what? I dare you to take it bigger. And if I have to, those who know me know I'll do this. I double dog dare you. How's that one? Hi, Betsy. Oh, dear, I can't hear you. Try again. No audio. Try again, dear. Hello, Susan. So good to see you. Hi, Guy. Glad you dropped in. Glad you're here. Tony, good to see you. Oh, here we go. Yeah, all was so well last week, wasn't it? Anybody else want to jump in? Talk about changing that dream to a goal. May have to refresh. Plug your audio in. So sometimes what happens to me in the tech part is that I have to, thanks, Brian, PDF of the book, although I'm not sure that it's public domain, but PDF of the book, that's excellent. So anyway, part of the challenge when it comes to Blab is audio and video, right? And all the settings that go into play. And so what will happen is I'll leave, sometimes plug in my earpiece, headphones, and then come back into Blab, and it works just fine. Oh, so here's what I found interesting. So in this book, we all know that in Think and Grow Rich, there are 15 principles to success. Law of Success, there's 16 principles. Law of Success was written first, then Think and Grow Rich. This was written 1960. Yes, this is a book. Yes, it has pages. And it has still the original cover, 1969 edition. And it has 17 principles of success. So what does he have on here as the 17 principles of success? Let Betsy in, see if that helps, because I'm happy to talk with Betsy. Books are beautiful. Right, there she is. Okay.
I'm trying.
I'll get to the 17 in a minute.
Like without any headset now. I don't know. You know.
We just go with it, dear.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I won't have my own show yet.
So it's not that big of a concern just yet.
Yeah.
How are you this morning?
Oh, so I'm really good. I'm really good. I have been on this journey of positive mindset for a while, and I mean, it really does, like, it works if you work it, kind of thing.
That's it.
You know?
We gather every morning is to keep us reminded to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes I feel like it's, I'll read some stuff that, I'm reading again was it the Seven Spiritual Laws or something? Deepak Chopra? I don't know. Anyway, it's a really good book. Very short, concise, to the point. But, then I'll go, well, like that's hocus pocus. Like, oh yeah, like our thoughts are energy and they manifest. But it really does work, and when you're aware of it and you do practice things daily that support you with it.
Well, that's the key. So the point of this weekday program is to get people like you and others on here to talk about, well, this is how I do it. So that those of us who think, well, that's woo-woo or that's focus, right? Can say, oh, so there's actually things I can do that is different than just sitting and thinking about it. Doesn't do a darn thing, does it?
Right.
So there's action and there's steps towards growth, step towards achieving something, steps towards understanding something. Because there was a time 8 months ago when I first started this program, when those in here, there are a few of you in here, Brian was here, I think. I just look at somebody and say, well, that's woo-woo. Yeah. I just say, that's just a bunch of bunk. But it wasn't quite as, I don't know that it was quite as strong as that. I said the words, but it was to help them understand that this is where I am. I don't understand. I don't understand that language. I don't know what you're saying, because to me, it really sounds so out there. And what they would do, because they knew what they were talking about, just like you know what you're talking about. Tell us what it is you do. Oh, well, then I can try that, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's what you just said. I know what I'm talking about. Well, I don't know about that, but no, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Well, you do too. You do too. You've taken a dream to a goal, haven't you?
No, I have. It's like, it's crazy sometimes when you look back, like you look back at like, okay, where did that start? And then you look back at like what you wrote down or what you were thinking, and then it's physically manifesting, and it's kind of, sometimes to me it's a little like, am I dreaming? Wake up. I mean my final thing is the greenbacks coming in. That's like that's going to be the icing on the cake.
Well, that's the road you're on now, right? Is to generate more revenue. You're already generating some revenue from having taken the dream to a goal to now to a business, to a physical product. And so you're beginning to generate revenue. Now it's just a matter of generating more.
Right. Okay. Right.
I love that.
And just to share like a quick story of the whole thinking and doing and action and manifesting. So a couple weeks ago, I just kind of had this realization that it would be really best to really focus on Amazon, more than through my website. And so I got 3 purchase orders, all for the same amount. And then just recently, just 1 week from the last one, I had an order for double the amount. And I'm like, whoa, is it a ton? No, but it's an increase.
Hey, don't you downplay one darn bit. Wait a minute. So here is the deal. Downplaying a success is not allowed. Not on my mornings. You got it? That is no. Okay. That's the only time you're going to hear me adamantly say absolutely not, because it's a big deal. You had a dream, turned it into a goal. It's working. It's generating revenue. It's on the road to even bigger. That's what we're celebrating, is a success here, and that it's another stepping stone to even bigger things, right?
Yeah, I do get to remind myself of that, and I've been working, on that. But I always have that little like, but it should be more. But then I look at everything I've done.
Those are triplets that need to just be buried, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
A set of triplets that don't belong in my family.
Yeah, there you go. I have enough with my other.
Well, there's a blog post. Wait a minute, that's a blog post, isn't it?
Oh, I can't do that that in my work
No,
because
you
that wouldn't
can't.
like
No.
fit well.
No,
You know,
Betsy is
being a
the
birth.
doula and all about making the birth process a wonderful thing, right? That's as best as I
Yeah, and
can put it.
Yeah, and after
Yes.
the early mothering.
And so, no, that wouldn't work for you, but it does for me.
Yeah, there you
It
go.
does for me. I think I'll have a blog post about that. It's wonderful, wonderful. And then where do you see yourself then? I mean, have you now? I guess the next question is: so you dared to do this, right? You dared to take that dream, put it down into a goal, and start working towards it. Have success with it. Along the way, my experience has been that other dreams start coming up. Like I think bigger because now I'm living something that was bigger before. Is that happening to you?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have the same similar goal as you for, the smaller living, getting rid of the big house and all of that. And of course you gotta get the other, I have a partner, husband, gotta get him on board. But we're kind of combining some of that, keeping the house right now. But, business, pleasure, cross-country tour, doing, I've got a new goal, with the business strategy. And so we're going to combine the two this summer.
Yeah.
So, we'll get a taste of like the travel, this time with the dog for a month, and be working and doing these game nights across the country with the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel like, well, and I think because it's, of course, at the end of the day, it's all about the money. I mean, I don't care any which way you look at whatever.
It better be. You're in business.
Right. But, just in general, I mean, it's an exchange, all the time. You're out and about, you're buying this, you do, whatever. So I think with the whole new approach, with the business and generating more income that allows for that next dream, the travel. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of what's happening, I guess. That be freedom.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, though, wasn't it? I think. Tell me if I'm incorrect. What I was talking about was that I've got a lot of little dreams. I'm going to call them little. And then I had the big one, right? And as for me, the big one really shows as and is expressed as I want to live in an RV and do programs like this and run my business. That's why I started my business as a virtual business. Quite honestly, I wanted something to be able to do from the house. And then I realized, well, I'm location independent. Oh, that's cool. Now, what does it look like? Then I had to look about a year later, had to look at, can I really do this from an RV? There's people are actually doing this. How were they doing that? How interesting is that? And all the stuff that goes into it, getting him on board, all the things that go into it. But what happened was, so the dream turned into a goal. And then as I started succeeding, little steps and seeing the successes, celebrating them, like other people have to do with me. That's why I did it for you, Betsy. I can't do it for myself. Other people have to do it for me. Remind me, hey, this is all right. This is a big deal, people. This is a success. Let's move forward. Don't downplay. As that's happened, the other part of the dream that was still stuck back there came forward. That's what surprised me, was it really started fleshing out, and I started getting excited about that. I'm still not sure what the end result is going to look like, but it involves having knowledge centers that help people to think differently. And there's examples of that out there, so I'm not sure how I will tie into them or if it'll be something different. I'm not sure. But it's expanded, right? And that's cool.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah. On the dare answer.
well, it's maybe for throwing it out there. So on this dare thing.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's more powerful when, say, I say to you, Charlene, I dare you to, I don't know, whatever. I dare you to sell the house tomorrow, or or when you like dare yourself?
Oh, it's coming from somebody I respect is, or hearing it from somebody that I'm following, right? I'm following the footsteps of a mentor or a coach, or I'm being coached by somebody. I mean, my business coach, he's been trying to figure out, what can I say to you? This is so funny how this all came about. I haven't told him this yet. He doesn't watch this program. But he's been struggling. Charlene, help me figure out, what is it that I can say to you that will sit you back and say, okay. And we thought a challenge, and it was like, because I don't know. It's just in general doesn't work for me. So what I will tell him is that you dare me. Why? Because I respect him. And I know he's not going to dare me to do something that isn't in my best interest. That has something to do with it too. Now, back in the day, right? I don't know how many of you all have been double dog dared to do something risky. And that's the whole point, right? Yeah. I double dog dare you. That's how I learned to skateboard over things that you don't skateboard over. Yeah.
We played that game all the time, truth or dare.
Exactly. Exactly. And actually the risk averse me generally took truth. But when I was downhill skiing, there were times I dare you to go on Devil's Elbow. I'll never forget it. Boyd Mountain up in northern Michigan. Wow. And I was a kid. Wow. And Devil's Elbow, they weren't kidding. There's a 90-degree turn, and then all you're seeing are treetops. To the right. Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I did it because the person I respected did it. I wanted their approval, right? I wanted to be a part of them and their group. That's why it works. So it's why I'm putting it out there. I mean, people who come to this program are looking for just mutual support, that other people are trying to be better. And, why not use each other? Think to yourself, whether it's me telling you or somebody else, imagine Hillary Steele here right now, right? I dare you. She'll get right in your face. I mean, she'll get like right up here, won't you, Hillary? Right up there.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's scary.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Oh, but seriously, so if we're sitting with a group of people that we have a level of comfort with, and you hear it from somebody, that's all. I want to make you think. I want you to, maybe I can. See, before you were thinking, wow, it's just a dream. My hope is that by the top of the hour, you're saying, well, what if I put it down on paper? Then what? That's my hope. Just think a little different.
What's possible?
Yeah. And it's to see how much different it is than my telling you everything is possible, anything is possible. The sky's the limit. We're going to get off into woo-woo stuff. No, this is for real. I dare you to take what you're thinking in the back of your head and put it on paper. And
it does make a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't worry about the how and the details, any of that.
That's what I was going to say. That was when you brought that up before about like the how. That's where, well, I want to say people get tripped up, but I'll just say, okay, that's where I get tripped up, and I think many people do. You want to have it like sort of all figured out before you make the decision or before you plop the money down. We only have this moment. Like this is what we have right now. And it's good to plan, for the future. I mean, to a degree, but it's what we're doing now in the present. Whatever action we're taking now is going to give us that whatever, that dream, that goal. But we can't be too attached to the outcome.
That's it. Bang. You have to separate yourself from the outcome.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah.
Because what I always did was I'd get stuck in the planning because I was attached to the outcome. In order to have this happen, now, let me preface all of this by saying I'm an engineer and I like things that work. So you can do this and you can plan and have things work exactly like you want them to and you know they should if it's a piece of machinery. The minute you get other people involved, all right. So everybody understand where I'm coming from now. So I would over plan and I get stuck in the plan because it had to look just like this. I had to, well, if I'm going to make another $1,000 a month out of this revenue stream, I need to do this, 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 and this. And then this and this and this. Oh, God, and there's other people involved. Well, then they need to be here, here, and here. Oh, well, then we're going to need these tools. And they're going to need to do this. They're going to need to do that. They're going to, and then well, they're not going to do it. But what if they don't do it? What if they drop off? Oh, crap. Then I'm going to have contingency plan in place. I didn't get anything done.
I know. And then what? You're stuck, right? There's no action, right? I've been there, done that.
You might understand that.
I do.
And I don't think neither one of us are advocating that you don't have a plan. What we're saying is that you have to, you don't get, you're so attached to the outcome that you get stuck in the planning. Yeah, that's really, I think, what we're both saying. Am I right? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because that's happened to me. And it still can to a degree, but I catch myself, I'm not going to know exactly what's going to, I'll start, sort of doing this thing and say, wait a minute, just, forward motion every day. I did a podcast one time and that was what she titled it just because of, I guess, what I was saying during the interview, forward motion every day. So it's, it's getting stuck in the planning and the inaction and then, we're spinning.
Yeah. So here's another way it can look. Like I said, all these people in place, processes in place, everything's got to work just right. So enterprise level, huge Fortune 100 corporation. I'm in the proposal process like this close to contract. We all know those are 6-month sales cycles. They're at least. And they're now wanting me to get basically stuck in the planning. Well, give us the ROI of this, this, and this. And every single one of them, I gave it to them, and every one of them has a contingency of, we must remember that if the 12 people that are part of the team turn into 20, this changes. Or if the 12 people that are part of this team suddenly turn into 4, because it's their people, right? Or if you change direction, right? But I can't plan for all of that.
No,
and I'm not going to because, and I brought it back to, and I actually told the division director this. I said, I can't and I won't plan for all of that because number one, I don't have access to all of the branches of business that you're doing that will be positively impacted by what's happening here. But I can tell you how we can measure it. I can tell you how we can, put out there and how we can respond to the changes. I can tell you that. Well, we need to know the dollar amounts.
I know.
I'm sorry. You're a corporation with, I think they have 57,000 employees.
Oh.
Really?
Wow.
And she laughed. She did. She laughed. I said, really? How many customers are you going to get from this effort? Would you think about what you're asking here? You're not getting.
No.
Here's the other one. And this, for market researchers, is like the worst question you can ask. What's the potential market? Betsy, what I would need from you is I need to know everything about your business. I need to know the financials. I need to know customer base. I need to know current aspirations. I need to know everything about your business to understand every place that it can go. So you can get lost in all of that.
Well, yeah, because what I've been learning about marketing, and I'm on a huge learning curve, being the creative person I am, that, narrowing that down is much more beneficial, like finding your niche target rather than, like for me, there's millions of people that could, purchase my product, but they're not really all my target.
That's right.
So that's so huge. Like then it's really overwhelming. I'm finding when you can narrow it down. And I guess it goes back to the whole goal dream thing. You know, what is it that you really want? What do you really want? And that's, I think, the hardest part for people.
Why?
To figure out what they really want.
Is it because they're afraid? Well, I'm going to throw this out there. Is it because you're afraid that what you want isn't big enough?
Well, my experience of
maybe you think
I guess small? I don't know what other people have to say, but my experience of, you know, some people that I know is that, you know, they're just, I mean, afraid to dream big, or they feel like it's impossible, you know, because they put the circumstances and all the things. I mean, everybody has that. And if that keeps getting in the way, you know, that's my experience. I mean, even of myself in like maybe a year or two ago.
So this is what I'm hearing you say, is that Betsy, as she is right now,
yeah, this moment,
can't determine what she wants because it doesn't fit who she is right now.
Oh, no.
No, that's what I, because that, okay. If I get confused about what it is I really want because it's based on who I am right now. I get stuck in that. I can't think past who I am right now. I can't see past that. That's where I was hearing.
Yeah, I think
not that you're stuck. Yeah. Not that you're stuck. Don't take that. That's
no, not that.
That's not what I was saying.
Okay. Okay, I got what I got it. So what? Yeah, I think what it is yeah. What happens is, or what's happened to me, say, you know, or happens to me sometimes, or people. Yeah, we're so like right here, and we need to be present. But yet, if we're so, you know, caught up,
but we're trapped
in all of that we, just all the stuff.
What you're saying. We're trapped by
life. Yeah, if we're trapped by that, whatever's happening at the moment, that could be blocking us, right. And we just kind of stay in that. Yeah, there isn't that forward motion. So I think if we can catch ourselves in those moments of, you know, whatever it is, self-doubt, you know, talk, or, you know, the dog ate my homework, or, you know, I mean, like whatever it is, right? I mean,
or the sheer lazies that you want to be the dirty diapered 2-year-old sitting in the middle of the floor throwing a tantrum, right? I don't wanna. I just don't wanna. Right?
Can I have some wine? No. Can I have some cheese with that wine?
Yes, please. Porterhouse is good. I don't know.
So do we? Yeah, I think I understand what you're saying. Like this. Yeah,
well,
everybody's different.
Because what I was imagining as you were saying it was where I was many years ago. Many being more than a few. You know, the business will be 8 years old in June of this year. So before business, always in the back of my head was that dream of owning my own business and being my own boss and doing things the way I want to do them. You know, wasn't quite sure what that looked like. I explored many options back in the 80s and the 90s, brick and mortars and all kinds of things. And then what happened was life happened. And what I mean by that is all kinds of everything outside of us started happening and in succession and just kept happening for us. And there came a point, oh, thank you for being here, Sophia. So glad you were here. I appreciate you. Another UKer, by the way, Hillary. Yes, Hillary is near Kent, England. I think that's a little town someplace on the island. And Sophia is in the UK as well. Anyway, so what happened was I got trapped. I got, you know, we became very, very focused. And then more came piling on, more came piling on, more came. And what happened was couldn't take care of each one as it happened. So emotionally, it was dragging into the next, and it built up and it built up, which happens to many, many, many people. So now we're stuck. We're stuck in that cage, in that prison of what you were just saying, which is, I can't think beyond right now. And that's what I was imagining, was that I can't see past my nose. I'm right here. I have to have this job because this job is what gives me benefits. I know how much I'm going to make from this job. I hate it. Hate going there every single morning. It's giving me ulcers. It's kept me in bed with illness. It has destroyed me physically, but I've got to have this. See, that kind of thinking is what I'm talking about, that trapped thinking. And being able to get with somebody who can do what I'm about to do to you and say, I dare you to get out of that thinking. I dare you to put that dream into writing and then turn it into a goal. I think that's a big deal. All right, before we close out, Betsy, hang with me. I had alluded to the 17 principles in success through a positive mental attitude. So again, the first book, Law of Success, 16 principles. The second book, again by Napoleon Hill. The second book, Think and Grow Rich, 15 principles. Then in 1960, Success Through a Positive Mental Attitude came out. This is a 1969 edition. And there's 17 principles. The first one is a positive mental attitude. The second one is definiteness of purpose. See, are you getting an idea what this week's going to be about? Going the extra mile, accurate thinking, self-discipline, the mastermind, applied faith. Here's one that's a little different, right? A little different than the others. Applied faith, a pleasing personality, personal initiative, enthusiasm, controlled attention. I like that. Controlled attention. I call that focus. Teamwork, learning from defeat, creative vision. That's where I was thinking of you, Betsy, at creative vision. The success principle. Budgeting time and money. We will figure out a way to make that fun. We will. I'm going to dare you to help me make it fun when we get there. Maintaining sound physical and mental health. Using cosmic habit force. Okay, went into woo-woo slightly.
Oh, I like that. I like the woo-woo.
But in parentheses, he's got universal law. So law of habit, right? There's law of habit, law of attraction, law of economics, all of that. So those are the 17 principles in this book, Napoleon Hill and W. Clement Stone. Yes. That's what we're moving forward with in Morning Mindset Cafe. And it all begins today, where I challenge you with an I dare you. And if need be, I will double dog dare you to change that dream into a goal, turn it into a definite chief aim, and let's get going on it.
Yeah.
Yes, enough. So thank you, Betsy, for joining me here in the live stream. I've thoroughly enjoyed having you here. Thank you, those in the comments section. It's been awesome participating in the discussion as you have. So glad you're here. Thank you, all of those that have been watching and thinking. And maybe, I want to hear later that you actually took this to heart and wrote down that dream so it could become a goal. Those watching the replay, thanks for hanging with us this long. This is Charlene Burke with Grow Because You Know. That's www.growbecauseyouknow.com. Let's move forward with the day on purpose, with purpose, to grow our hearts, grow our minds, and grow our businesses. Until next time, have a great day.